know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody
I got my name on my fitting, Louis V on my bag. My paint is dripping like water. I gave my city a bath. My shades are Dolce Gabbana. I dress my babies in Prada. I love the white girls, blonde hair like Lady Gaga. My seats are pina colada. My ring is see-through like vodka. I got connections with Cuba. I got that Tony Montana. I go hard in the paint. I fill my car up with Dane. I want this rap shit forever like Weezy, Kanye, and Drake. I mean mug on my head and a me of the stead. Okay, I'm reloaded. You should be afraid. I rap Miami, LA, the Luda deep in VA. I violate my probation and take it back to the Bay. They call me South Beach Diet. I be losing that weight. My work is white as Madonna. I'm charging 50 an 8. They know my songs when they play. They know my car when they crank. It's going down when they see me. Please remember my name. Solo.
everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody
I be sick with the whip. I let you check my garage. My new Bentley's a bitch. I call it Nicki Minaj. I'm in tune with the fashion. From the shoes to the glasses. A shopping mall in my closet. Take up a room in my mansion. My swag is swifted and Taylor. The women call me Omega. No lie, the kid is a player. My game is older than Sega. I'm a young street fighter. I throw blows like I'm Vega. I pop bottles of Mo Merlot inside my bodega. I be buzz at my shows. Kush is my cologne. After I powder my face, I brush the white off my nose. I got them green Transformers and them yellow Obamas. Chase it with my Corona. Feel like I'm in the Bahamas. I mix that lean with my soda. Promethazine and it's sober. Okay, I'm still sorry. Fuck being sober. Don't spend no loot for the mo. I smash a bitch in my Rover. I act a fool with these hoes. And once I hit them, it's over. Solo.
everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody
They call me some money, I keep that work in my skeleton. I chill with Day County Goon. They say you straight little buddy. I'm sitting no black ice. I fought with DJ and Tice. I sit and wait for the drought so I could raise up the price. My car color is fruity, but I'm yelling no homo. I be rolling with Goonies and break down with Solo. I spend a stack on my drove. Everything got a logo from Ed Hardy, Jabot to Abercrombie and Polo. I rock just like a roster. My niggas call me Mufasa. I'm the king of the jungle and be with killers and shotters. My block hot as the summer. See the steam like a sauna. I'm bilingual while serving. I got that marijuana. AK-47. How you praying to Allah? I get high as a reverend off of the beans and the ganja. I be so whooped up. I got that flame like Flocka. The DJ playing my cut. I flex like Blocker, blue block and somebody.
everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name. Everybody know my name. Everybody know everybody know everybody know my everybody know my name.
Mister, you already know. S-O-L-O. You see me in the club, man, scream it out. County to Miami, I got it, my nigga. Dade County all the way to VA, all the way back down to St. Louis. You already know where I'm at. Holla at me. Joe Blow, man, you a fool for this beat, man. All I gotta say is one thing. Blow for president.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trigger Mike, and welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. First things first, just want to welcome everybody to this epic episode. So we got a good topic for you today. But before we get into that, I just want to announce something. I got 500 subs. All right, my wife sent me a IM earlier with the picture. I was like, oh snap! Y'all know I've been in this YouTube game a very short time. I came in July just as an observer, right? Decided to jump on my first panel and then, started making little shorts and stuff based off of my opinions and, the topics. And we have 500 subs now. So we going to the moon. I heard only 1% of YouTubers even have 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to make sure we get that. Make sure to tell a friend, text a friend, to text a friend. This content is much needed. All right. We need to be talking about this stuff. You don't really have to agree to be able to participate. All right. So if this is something that you want, these topics you want to hear, Black men and women, people that are out here in the world working and engaging in these relationships every day, we need to be having these conversations. So make sure that, you sub to it. And we have 500 subs. So I want to thank everybody for their support. We're going to keep it rocking. I'm really humbled by that number because we just started. So to the moon from here, right? So we can only go up from here. So let's talk about this topic. All right. Today's topic is she a wife or a side chick? Is she a wife or a side chick? This is a particularly, I don't know, contentious topic, but we'll get into it. I do have some panelists. I see Robbie in the back. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing love. We're going to hash it out and talk about some of the things, but just to give you the basic premise of what this is about, I'm going to play the short that I created, basically outlining my feelings on this particular topic, and we're going to go from there. That's going to lay the framework for the discussion we're about to have. All right, so let me find that really quick, share this screen, and we'll get into it. All right, here we go. All right, hopefully everybody can see my screen here. Is that modern women are more so side chicks than they are wives. I figured I put together a list to help women determine if they are a side chick or a wife. All right, listen up. Here we go. If you've ever said that you only submit to the right man, if you think all gender roles are negotiable, if you've ever described sleeping with multiple men as living your best life, if you constantly date a roster of men instead of focusing on one man, if you don't understand why a husband gets served first, if you have a bunch of male friends, if you think being pleasant toward men is optional, if you think intentionally being rude to men is acceptable, if you only get that strong sense of attraction to men that are in a relationship or married, and finally, if you think a career is more important than starting a family, if you felt most of those statements apply to you, then unfortunately you're not a wife, and by default you're a side chick. I understand that there may be some exceptions, and some women are like, well, I believe this, and I'm married. In that case, go ahead and give me your husband's number so I can tell him what an idiot he was from top to top. All right, so as you can see, those are my feelings on what a wife is, and by default, if you're not a wife, you're a side chick. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. Oh, I got to mute myself. Thanks, Robbie. I don't know if y'all heard that particular video, but either way, we're going to press on. So let me add Robbie. What's going on, Robbie? Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. How are you today? You know what? I'm gonna let you lead your show, but I saw that video on Instagram and I definitely have an opinion.
Which video?
The one you just
my
showed,
short?
watching that earlier today.
I know you do have an opinion, but no, we're going to get into it for sure. So that particular, I've invited some of the guys up in here, but definitely it's always appreciated when a woman is in here because I don't just want an echo chamber. But, naturally, when it comes to like the value of what makes a wife naturally men are going to give that value out, but I want to know how women receive it because y'all experience us. So I really want to know and really want to chop it up with you about, these comments that I've made and what I said. So take it away really quick. Let me know exactly what was said that you don't agree with. That'd be a great place to start.
The whole list. I don't agree with the whole list.
You crazy. Oh, damn.
No, I
You
mean,
crazy.
I respect where you're coming from because I see that you are a family man. I see that, you are being a good husband to your wife. So I get it. But one thing you did say that I thought was fair is that there are exceptions to the rule. So in that regards, I have to say, depending on where you are on the spectrum of the points that you brought up,
Mhm.
yeah, you would lean more towards side chicks. Now, when it comes down to attraction, though, that was one that was very interesting to me. Like, if a woman finds herself only feeling a strong attraction to married men or men in relationships. Now,
Mhm.
we know psychology teaches that men that are in relationships by default are more attractive because someone is loving on them. So they're in their best state because they're taking care of themselves because there's someone in the background encouraging them too. Does that
Got
make sense?
So it does make sense, but that one I particularly broke down. So I want you to remember I said strong sense of attraction because what you can really be feeling, because definitely what you're saying is psychologically correct. That's the way it works. You want to know why this man got a woman, or if you've known him for a long time, he always got a woman. Damn, what is so appealing about this guy? I said strong sense of attraction because what women can also be feeling for men like that is admiration, right?
Mhm.
So he don't even have to be your type, but it's just like, dude is smooth, not my type. You see what I'm saying? So I've seen that work. But if you get that, I only want married men type of thing, yeah. You're definitely like that's giving off side chick to me. But please continue.
Okay, so that would have been a good clarifying point because you can be super attracted to somebody that's married or in a relationship like, wow, he looks really good, and still have a moral compass that says I'm not going to cross the line and like kind of press up on him, or if he tries to approach me in that manner, I'm not going to accept his advances and still find someone attractive. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I can say that's fair. Absolutely.
Okay. But I mean, the male friends thing.
People love getting into it, but this is one of my most thought out things. So let's get into it. So let me preface this. Men and women can't be friends.
I
And
saw. Mm,
you saw that short too
mm,
that I did. Men and women can't be friends. But I'm gonna let you start off about what your issues are with what I said about if you have too many male friends. Go ahead.
because I think it's very intriguing when people think people can't be friends with someone of the opposite sex. I think it kind of speaks to the individual and
Hmm.
what is challenging to the individual. I can be friends with a whole bunch of people. Like, and I do have male friends, but I have male friends at work. You know what I'm saying? That turned into
Hmm.
personal friends. I have male friends that I've grown up with my whole life, people that I went to college with or whatever. So those are actual true friendships. Now, I will say, once someone is in a committed relationship, male or female, there should be no new friends of the opposite gender. But if you've had people that you've grown up with your whole entire life that have been loyal and true and dependable, why should they not
Hmm.
be your friend?
All right. So if you haven't seen my particular take on this, all right, my particular take is this. You can have friend like what you're calling friends is more of like a family thing. All right. Like what do we call them? A play cousin type thing. And when it comes to women, what I want you to know is it's not how you feel, because I feel like women often say, I have a bunch of male friends. I could keep a bunch of male friends. I don't believe that. Okay, because you need to go ask that dude how he feel. If you went to that dude and said, you know what, I'm really horny. I know you may not look at me like that, but can you come over and service me real quick? See what that ninja say. If he your friend, he gonna say hell no, right?
Right.
Exactly. If he's your real friend, he would not want to ruin the relationship, the consistency that y'all have in a platonic way. But I'm a man, and I'm gonna tell you, 90% of dudes are gonna come smash them cheeks and literally be talking the whole time. I've been waiting for this for 12 years. They've been waiting for it. All right. So this is my breakdown on this whole friend thing. Let me put it this way. Everybody that was my friend in college, like that I did not smash, they have to be friends with my wife also. So they are family friends now. You understand? Women
I
that are
agree.
like women, you see what I'm saying? Of the opposite sex. Let me tell you how many made that cut. 2.
Too. Mm-hmm.
Only 2 made the cut. Everybody else dropped off like flies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you tell them, all right, I got someone else. Now you can't come through, stay at the crib no more, like that type of stuff. They fell off like flies because they wanted something more. They were waiting in the wings for your boy. So that naturally was not a platonic friend. We were just behaving like, or somebody was waiting for somebody else to be available. The other thing that I want to clear up is that people call their acquaintances their friends. All right. My coworkers and colleagues, they are colleagues and acquaintances. They are not my friends. People say work friends and all that stuff all the time. Let me put it to you like this. There was a lady, you know how every time you work with somebody that's the same age as you, they want to call y'all, they want to make y'all a fake couple or a fake work
Yep.
husband and wife, all of that. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't let people use that language. All right, because they really went hard on me and one other lady at the job. And the way I put it is, we're acquaintances, we're cordial with each other. If she calls me outside, like, hey, I don't mean it. Can you take a look at my tire or something with her car while we're at work? Yeah, I'm your colleague. I can help you with that. That's perfectly fine. But can she call me when I'm at home giving my kids a bath at 10 o'clock at night to come help her with her tire?
No.
She cannot. That is a friend. If I was her friend, I could do that, right? So that's why we can't call. We got to watch how we use these words. If she can't call me that late at night, then she's not a friend. Or I'm not her friend. I'm an acquaintance. I'm a colleague. All right. Your friends are people that you can call and depend on. They can watch your kids. They can answer questions for you while you're not there, and they're accurate. You know what I'm saying? So that's the distinction I want people to make between friends and what friends are, colleagues and acquaintances, etc., family, friends, etc.
And I completely agree with the premise that you're making, because if a male friend cannot be friends with my husband, he is not welcome to be my friend. I can't give you any pushback on that. And I am very picky about who I call a friend as
Mm-hmm.
well. I think a lot of people do overuse the terminology, and especially people they meet at work, which includes YouTube. A lot of people on YouTube call each other friends. They're not friends. I tell people all the time, if someone hasn't been through a wedding, a funeral, bat mitzvah, they haven't come to your house, they haven't broke no bread, you haven't got money together, this
Yep.
is not your friend.
Absolutely.
So, hi, Dub Will.
Dub Will, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? If I got some background noise, I apologize. I'm running some errands, but I got to jump in on this topic. I couldn't wait. So,
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Get on it.
uh,
Get in on it. So,
okay, I'm gonna start with what I heard and go backwards, right?
all right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so the friend
Damn.
I said no.
God, God said, no, this about to be some BS. Come back, Dub Will, when you get a chance, bro. I want to hear what you got to say.
can you hear
For
me?
real. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, did I blank out for a second?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
no doubt.
Men and women, by and large, cannot be friends and are not friends. The way I put it is this: if a man has ever thought about penetrating you, he's not your friend.
Yep. Period.
I don't care if he's
Oh,
been. I don't care if y'all been friends since y'all were in the sandbox. If at any point in time he sex entered his mind with you, he's no longer your friend. He's just waiting to have sex with you. Period.
Yeah.
oh, y'all mean to tell me all the men that I have in my life,
Yeah.
like 90% of them is just waiting for the moment that
See,
I say, come over.
and this
Yes,
is men.
more
Raw
than
B.
likely, yes.
Raw B.
Yeah.
This is the part I need you to understand, okay?
Hmm.
We are giving you like our mind. We're not saying every man other than Trigger Mike and Dub will. We've done it too. Okay. We are disgusting creatures when it comes to this. We will wait in the wings. We will purposely friend zone ourselves for this for years on end. Right? So when people say a dude got a lot of hoes, this, that, and the third, you don't know how long he been waiting to put these women on his roster.
Exactly.
Mm.
He had
And
some that he was in the friend zone for 5 years until he got
and
his shot.
and
7 years.
one thing, Trigger Mike, he might genuinely like you as a person too, but he
Hmm.
also wants to have sex with you as well.
Yeah. So
It's not a binary decision. But this is really a thing. Once dudes hit puberty, we look at the female gender completely different.
yep.
It just is what it is.
But Robbie, think of,
Hey,
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm trying to tell you, if any of my male friends ever came at me like, but Robbie, I'm just saying, what's up? What? Like,
Yeah,
boy,
but think about it. They've moved you. If they moved you over into the family category, you good. But that really comes with like a long term bonding. Like what did you have to bond with these people, right? So the girls like we don't keep in touch anymore, but the girls that I can think about that would fit in my category, we grew up together. Our parents, maybe her parents got divorced, and when we were young, I remember all that stuff, and she slept over my house when my mom was giving her advice. There are things that make you bond with people to where you say, I don't look at this person like that, but they've come over into that family friend type of category,
hmm.
right? So it's like you don't think about having sex with that person. Like I got a bunch of people, a bunch of African kids I call my cousins because we grew up together, going through Nigerian parties and all that. I've never thought about smashing them, right? So they could say, yeah, that's a family friend or something. But other than that, let me put it to you like this, Robbie. What do men benefit from being friends with women?
Exactly.
No-
Great advice.
Nope. Don't care.
Somebody
We
to
don't care.
be an interior designer,
We don't
somebody
care.
to
Nope.
go
Oh my God.
arm candy, like when they gotta go
Nope.
do little
We don't
stuff.
care.
Somebody they
We,
could not, you know what? I'm not playing with you.
You see what I'm saying? Look, I say it, and my wife hates it when I say this. Men don't benefit from being friends with women.
At
You
all.
got to understand, prior to like World War II, men didn't associate in the same
No.
social circles with women. Literally, there'd be something called the men's club, and women would congregate in wife groups, right? Wife groups and your daughters and stuff about the children. That's it. Men and women did not converse with each other. I believe that's where that phrase or that saying comes from when they say you talking to him. Because if a man that you don't know well, that's not a part of your family, is talking to you and spending time conversing with you, he's interested in you, like he's courting you. That's where that term talking comes from. If you're talking to a man for an extended period of time and you're not related to him, he's courting you.
Facts.
That's how old school this goes.
Well,
Hey, we blowing Raw B mind tonight, though. Where she like, oh,
I,
I can't.
seriously. Let me ask you a question, Robbie, because I've had this conversation with women before, females before, and they always get the same response you did. Why is it so important for women to view men or look at the fact that men can be friends with them? Why is that even important?
Because Dub will, before she goes, they benefit from being friends with men. That's
Oh
why.
well, that's true. That's a good point.
absolutely. All of my male friends are the absolute best. Like, not that I have like a whole copious amount. Let me be very clear because this is YouTube. People will take that soundbite and twist it into something else. But
Right.
like male friends that I have like made sure I was okay in a multitude
Mm.
of different scenarios. They look out for me. I'm like their little sister. It's the best thing ever. So now that y'all telling me that 90% of them is like, you're not my little sister. I'm looking out for you because I want to bust it wide open one day down the road. It's just like, nah. I'm trying to think in my head while we talking. of like which male friends would fall into that category. Like,
It's not even that they would come at you, but if you offered it, they a good number of them probably would take it. And if they
well,
take
I
it,
mean, I
that
All of
means
am
them.
that.
sexy. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
I was on
But
I
if they
was
take
on
it, that means they thought about it before.
yeah. I was on Kay and Kayla, and I said, and I gave the same speech about men and women can't be friends. And I made that what's the Salvadorian girl? Saira? She's like, no, no,
Saida,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, she said, no, this dude, I will text him right now. I said, text him right now. Say, I'm horny and I know we're friends, but can you come over and service me? You know what dude said?
What?
Question mark, what the hell? Do you know what that means? And she
That
was
means
like,
no.
oh, see, I said, that's not a no.
It's not a no.
That is
He's
a
trying to
no.
see. No,
No, it's not.
no, that is
No,
not
it's
a
not.
no. Do you know that exact thing happened to me before? That is not a no. What he's doing is like, is this somebody trolling on her phone? Is she with a
Exactly.
dude? Is she with a dude? So he's giving that feeler out, like, ha 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 ha, you playing right? And
Right.
waiting for her to be like, nah,
No,
dude,
no, I'm serious. Come on over.
bring that ass on over. Exact. He didn't say no. So, and she said that she was disappointed. That was her best male friend. Known him for years, like helped her get a job and all of that. So yeah, this stuff is real, Robbie. I know we blowing your mind right now.
And he still might genuinely like her, but he want to
Yep,
clap them cheeks too.
exactly.
It just is what it is.
By nature.
Okay. 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 So, what about the fact that your spouse is supposed to be your friend first?
Ooh, so that's a good one. That's a good one. So before we get into the main topic,
What
that
What do
is a
you
good
mean?
question. Is your spouse supposed to be your friend first? Y'all discuss it real quick while I put the banner up.
Okay. Yeah, like your husband or your wife should be your friend. Like you should know them very intimately without knowing them the way that God knows them.
Well,
Like,
but let me get some clarification. When you say they're my friend first, you mean I approached her as a friend first, or that now that we're solidified that bond, she is now my like best friend?
no, you should approach her as a. I've always thought you should approach someone as a friend first.
Absolutely not.
What?
So really this is what you're talking about.
That's a
It's
real good way
not
to get
really
friend zoned.
possible. So it's not really possible with dating. You understand what I'm saying? It's not
No.
possible. So what you're alluding to is the days of old, right?
Right.
During the courting process, you could
Hey,
actually be
I have
friends,
to mute up real quick, but I'm still here.
no doubt. During the courting process, that's how you gain a rapport and a respect and a friendship between mates. If there was
Right.
a whole courtship process in between y'all having sex, you actually stuck around because you dug something about that woman. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say sex confuses things. And if men are actually genuinely looking for a wife, you better try your hardest to leave sex out of it because that just messes up your head and you stand for the wrong reasons because you want to see them cheeks clap again. See what I'm
I
saying? So
agree.
the courting process is where that friendship bond was created. With dating, it's gone because 90 days. It's not like I hate when these topics center around men wanting to have sex. Women want to have sex too. So, two people dating, yuck, 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 being funny with each other, they smash. Now their mind is all ooey gooey and they can't focus on any substantive qualities the person may or may not have anymore. That's where that friendship bond was created. So it's lost now.
I don't think it is lost. Now, Trick Mike, I tell people all the time, keep your legs closed. Ladies, keep your legs closed. Men, keep your penis to yourself. And when I say things like, oh, you can go on a date and not smash, the pushback is always so astonishing to me. Well, what are you talking about, Raw B? Raw B, don't say that. What do you mean? Sex is a problem in today's society.
Mm.
It really is. And my mother taught me since I was young. Why should someone buy the cow when they can get the milk for free?
Period. Well, if I'm to be correct, 9% of black women under the age of 50 are married because they keep giving the milk away for free.
Well, I think more goes into it than that. But that's a whole nother topic. Maybe I'll have you on my platform and we'll get off into it. I don't want to derail your show right now because
No worries.
getting it, that'll derail it.
This is a good lead off topic.
Mhm.
So everybody on the panel is married.
Actually, presently I'm not, but I have been.
I
Okay, you have been.
am
Either way,
just
that's
had a 7-year anniversary a couple days ago.
happy
Congratulations.
anniversary, my guy.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, it's always really the men be representing. Robbie, I need y'all to defend us when we on these panels. We be representing for real, for real.
Always
But
defend y'all, but I hold y'all accountable too.
we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, so we're gonna slide over into the next question. All right, so for those of y'all just joining, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. The topic is she a wife or a side chick? We personally believe that there are only certain qualities that women have that make them a wife or make them attractive to a man, you know, if that's what he's looking for. Or by default, if you don't meet any of those qualities or have any of them, you are a side chick. So we're going to get into the questions now with the panel. Make sure you support the show. Cash App and Venmo at the bottom. All right. So, what qualities do men look for in a wife? Robbie, you can help with this too, from what you think and what you've seen. So, Dub Will, being a married man, what qualities did you look for, or like what astounded you when you finally decided to propose to your now wife?
Uh, well, I'm gonna start off like this. And again, I apologize for this background noise.
No worries.
Um, the first thing I was looking for is this the type of, if I were to have a child, is this the type of woman I would want my daughter to be, or this is the type of woman I would want my son to bring home. That was the first thing I was looking for, just in general, how she moved, how she carried herself, the topic of conversation, did her actions line up with the things she said in that standpoint. But then once I got deeper past just kind of filling her out phase, I was looking for selflessness.
Mm,
Was she willing to sacrifice? Because, and that's not number one for me. It's very close. Yeah, a selfish woman, just by definition, is disqualified from being a wife.
But what makes
definitely.
a woman selfish to you?
If everything has to revolve around her, or if everything that she, let me, yeah, if everything has to revolve around her, if she cannot do things for others, if she's not thinking about other people's viewpoints, or willing to do things for other people, that's a selfish woman. Or if she does something for other people, it's somehow to benefit her in the long run, or come back around to benefit her.
All right. Hey,
Is it?
go ahead and mute up. Dub Will, you got like static as well. I don't know if that's me or what, but so I got a lot of his qualities as far as what I also look for or looked for, you know, in a woman, and that's absolutely correct. So what he said about selflessness, let's go ahead and break it down from modern times. He talking about women that are too focused on their careers, so focused on their careers that they ignore every single other feminine attribute that not only a man would look for, what your mother would want you to have, what your children need you to have. That is what that selflessness thing. Right now, women are really, really selfish. And when we say that, it's not that you don't have the right to be that way. It's just that I think as men, we got the right to say, you're not best suited for the wife role. If I have children with you, it's curtains. Because
Okay.
if you don't focus, if you don't naturally have the ability to focus on what's important, raising your children, making sure they are primary and the job is secondary. That is like really important for mothers to be that way. In our neighborhood, we have women that are surgeons. We have a research scientist here. One's Asian, one's East Indian. These women cook every day. That's why I can't stand people where it's like, I work, I can't cook. These women cook for their families every night, every single night, because family is their priority. They won't let work get in the way of that. So that's a big deal.
But I think that it becomes an unfair assessment on the African American woman because as a partner group, there are plenty of African American men that don't fit the mold as protector and provider. And I think it's really unfair and biased to say that women are not allowed to be selfish when it comes to earning money, but men are. Because the reality is, don't make that face, Trigger Mike. We having a good conversation.
No, I'm not making a face. Keep continue.
Okay.
What up,
So,
Quan?
men also have to be nurturing and pouring to their children. And when these conversations are had in these spaces, it kind of leans toward, well, the woman has to be the primary and the only for the children, and I have to be the one going out to make the money, which is why women give pushback because it's diminishing the role of the woman. And the reality is, the family is the business. In this day and age in society, with the economy being what it is and inflation rising at alarming rates every year, both parents need to be bringing in the most money as possible. We need to be funding trusts. We need to be building up our children's educational funds for college. Like my little girl is 9 years old. She's already expressed a desire to go to college in France. Do you know how much money that's going to cost me for her to go to college
Yeah,
in
just tell what you
France?
can. Like what? Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. I would absolutely not tap dance on her dream. If that's her dream, it is my job as her mother not only to pour into her now and continue to feed her intellect and her spirit and show her what it is to be a mother, but also to make sure that she can reach those aspirations. Like, and it's her father's job as well to go as hard in the paint as he can so she can be the best version of herself that she needs to be. I
She can
think
do
what
that in
is
America though.
absolutely not. But I think listen, I'm taking my kids out of country for vacation in a few months. I believe every child in America needs to get out of here so they have a well-rounded view of the world. And you should start making your children be world travelers as young as possible. But I think the selfishness in America is that we don't flex as couples and everybody worked together to make sure the household is running right and the business is running right. I think, especially in the African American community, we've been down so long, getting up isn't really on our mind. We would prefer to have these arguments in regards to gender role and blame placing so that nobody has to really do the work. Because if I'm with a man and I say, hey, listen, if you don't want to start a business and you're comfortable being an employee, fine. You be an employee, but you may have to pick up some of the slack in the house because I don't want to be an employee. And it's great for us to have multiple streams of revenue, which means in order to build that business, it's going to take more. Because when you're a business owner, there is no employees to handle things for you, especially the first couple of years. You have to go hard in the paint to establish the foundation of your business. Oh, you're being selfish because you should want to go be an employee. Why should I put a ceiling on what I can earn and pour into our children? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Robbie. But the women. So you covered a few things that I wanted to cover, and then we're gonna get Quan up in here. So that whole thing about that protector provider thing, the whole thing about protector provider, that we have a skewed understanding of what that means.
We do.
We like when women say it, you are creating another Disney character um that no man can really live up to, or really it's just the alpha man, which every woman doesn't qualify for or should wait for. All right. Really, all it takes, like you need to understand that men are instinctively providers, instinctively protectors, right? So, and when we use that word protection, we need to replace it with presence, right? Rare is a time a man is going to physically need to protect his family, like beat somebody down. His presence will stop most of the things from happening, right? You don't hear kids getting kidnapped from their daddies, do you? No, because he's there. So it's about presence of the father. And with the black community, especially, women need to start understanding this. That's what this means. That is what this means. His presence, his provision does not mean he needs to make six figures. Are you willing to build with a man and live under what he can provide in addition to whatever value you bring? So it's that understanding that I need us to tweak. But we're gonna get my man Quan up in here. What's good, man? Thank you for blessing the show.
What's up, man? What's up, Trigger Mike?
What's good, bro? So what you got on the topic, man? Should your spouse be your friend first before we get into the main stuff?
I mean, ideally, yeah, you would want your
Mhm.
spouse to be your friend. I just think friendships in these days, they're so shallow. And I wish people would acknowledge how shallow friendships are
Mm.
these days. And usually when you talk friendships in the modern days, it's more so like, what could this person do for me? Or how could I benefit from this person? It's not really like you know, what could I bring to this person's life? So ideally, yeah, you would want to be friends with that person, but in practice, friendship is kind of difficult, especially when you got women and male types of friendships where
Mhm.
it's just always going to be some sort of exchange, and someone's always going to feel like they shouldn't have to do X, Y, and Z for whatever the friendship requires.
Yep, I feel you.
Now, I have some pushback on
Let's
that
go. Let's hear it.
provider protector thing. Um, when you men are having conversations amongst yourself, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
There is a delineation between the Dusties and the Pookies and the high value man, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Now, women are supposed to be able to take care of themselves until they are in a marriage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if a woman is taking care of herself before she gets into a marriage, then a man that is dating her, courting her, proposing to her knows her character, knows the measure of who she is. Do you think that it's fair for him to make demands that she stop being who she is just because she said, I do? I think that's a situation that a lot of men are not aligned in reality with. Just like when you are dating a woman, right? If you meet a woman in the club and you
Hmm.
decide you want to get involved in a deep, serious relationship, do you really have the 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 ability to tell her this is not where you can be when this is how you met her? If a woman is wearing makeup and weave when you meet her, do you have the right to change who she is because you want to marry her? Especially if you have already proposed. Like, if let's say I meet Quan, right? And
Hmm.
Quan's a single dude, wherever I meet him, if I meet him in the club and then we start getting involved with each other, we get pretty deep. Oh, Quan, you can't go to the club no more. Quan is going to look at me like, bro, if you don't shut up because I'm going to the club, because that's where we met each other. Like, you coming to the club with me too. Be quiet. Like, if I tell him, or take for instance, he has dreads. If I tell him, you know what, we're married now, so you got to cut off your dreads. He's gonna look at me like, Ro, have you bumped your head? We have to stop trying to change people and actually start dating and building futures with people that we enjoy. You cannot change somebody. And I tell women this all the time. The man that you are with is who he is. And I'm not talking about on a surfactant level where, oh, if he's making like $40,000, that's the only person he's going to be. I'm talking about character traits. I'm talking about personality. That's who he is. You can't change him. And men need to understand the same thing with women. Who she is when you meet her. Her character traits and her personality is who she is. There is no magic stick. There is no power shift that is going to make you change her to mold to you. Find you somebody that is already in alignment with your core beliefs and your ideals, and you will have a long lasting relationship.
I
Mm,
agree.
Uh,
The only pushback I have though is that I don't believe women should define themselves by their work. I don't think people should do that, period. But women have a bad tendency of defining who they are based on the work they do. And just as a human, what you do for work should not really be your end all be all of who you are as a person.
I don't think women define themselves based on their work.
Robbie, now you
not,
troll.
not, now you capping.
No, no,
That's
no,
Now
no,
you
no.
cap.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
that's
Seriously.
what that's what the
For
whole
real,
I'm a
for real.
PhD thing came from. I'm a PhD.
No,
I'm
no,
being-
no, 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 no. No. Okay, let me clarify the statement. I don't think that the majority of women or you know what I'm saying define who they are by their work. What I think happens is the work that they do affords them a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And men that come into their life want them to pull back from their lifestyle, essentially who they are, their creature comforts, the things that, make them feel well adjusted and happy because not for nothing, and this is no shade, some men can't measure up. Now, while they say that women are hypergamous and they're dating up, men are hypergamous as well. A man that is not a PhD will see a woman that is a PhD, has her stuff together, driving a great car, and try to attach himself to that woman so that he could get a come up. That's where the whole hobosexual relationship comes from. And then once that man is in a relationship with a woman that is, maybe doing better than him and kind of upgrading him, shout out to Beyonce, then they become unstable because it is an attack against their ego. My mother told me when I was younger, and this was a hard lesson that I had to tell her she was right on as I became a grown woman. Never make more money than your man because they cannot handle it. And I didn't want to believe that what she was saying was true. But as I have navigated through life, I have found it to be very true. I don't know if it's the ego or what. Men can't handle it when women make more money than them.
I got a little bit of pushback on that. I don't think it's about men because I think women making more money, especially in 2022, is an inevitability.
Right.
Because you can do this thing in a marriage or a relationship where y'all go back and forth on who makes more money. You ever seen a real estate agent? They make zero
Hmm.
money. None of them making money right now. But 2 years ago, they was 300,000 this month. Now the man is back in the driver's seat when as far as salary is concerned. So I think it's not really about what women make. It's about the way y'all behave when y'all start
Facts.
making money.
Facts.
So
What do
y'all
you
don't see
mean?
our end. Y'all act
You,
crazy. You men are doing what is in their nature to do. We make money to provide. But when y'all get money, you look at it as a means to change your behavior in a relationship.
I don't think so. I think men have, again, an unrealistic expectation when it comes to what is or isn't in a woman's nature. A lot of men need a damsel in distress, right? They need a
Mhm.
woman that relies on them for everything.
We don't need
Uh,
that. I'm gonna stop
no,
you right
that
there,
that's
Robbie.
that's that's not true.
What
That sounds like a
we
dependent.
Wait, can
talking
I
50 years ago. No,
come on
no.
now? We've been doing really good, being respectful, letting people get the push out. Get my
Mm-mm.
point out,
We
please.
don't need that. We all men need
Okay, well, I'm not going to fight with y'all. I've seen it. But women, it's in a woman's nature to make money. Because if it wasn't in our nature to make money, how come so many of us are and doing phenomenally well on a consistent basis, making money? Again, while you may not inherently realize it, the way the male ego is set up, they need a woman even when she is the provider. She is the queen of the hill to genuflect and bow down to him. And that's cool or whatever. But if you sit on the couch playing the PlayStation 5 all day and your woman is out earning six figures and she comes in the house, don't be like, yo, what's for dinner? Oh my God, the laundry needs to be done. Get up off the couch and do something. If you are, and I feel, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
That's. Can I go? Can I go, Trigger
Go
Mike?
ahead, Doug Will.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
You about to
one
get attacked.
that's no, I'm not attacked because she said a lot, and some things I disagree with, some things I agree with. I'm gonna start from the latest and go back. First of all, if a dude is sitting home playing PS5 all day and his woman's making six figures, that's an extreme situation. I don't see that
Okay.
happening a
Mhm.
lot, or he's just really putting it down. Like he's breaking her back every night, and she don't want to get it up. So
Mhm.
he's providing something. I don't just see no just regular dude just sitting home all day, and a six-figure chick, as few as them as there are, is going to come home to that. I just don't buy that.
Well, okay.
Um, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll clarify that then. When the
Okay,
woman is making more, like in Trigger Mike's scenario, if a
okay,
woman has a husband that's a realtor and he's
okay.
making $0 right now, and she's holding down the household and the bills and everything else because it's just not his financial time. And she comes home and he's looking at her like, where's dinner? The laundry's not done. Give me some sex. Oh my God, why are you talking to me? You're annoying me. I'm trying to watch TV. Why do you want me to go to the store? And that happens quite often. I'm
Well, I
not going to
mean,
cater to a man if he's. Let me be
I've
quiet.
seen I've seen stats on that, and what it really boils down to is that you never hear men's complaints, and you hear all of women's complaints. But when they collected data on this, as far as household chores are done, it was split. The curve went literally straight down the middle. Everyone
Yeah.
that you would expect a woman to do that's more natural, tending to the children, all of that type of stuff. But as far as giving children baths, that's equal. Laundry is equal. Like I don't want anybody to touch my laundry. Doing
I'm the
laundry
same
and
way.
folding it is actually very soothing for me. It takes me back to the military days because I like my socks folded a certain way. I want my underwear folded a certain way so it can fit the way neatly. It lets me know my life is in order. So men do these type of things and women just complain and pretend that we don't. I feel like women they want to live in a echo chamber, and whenever they want sympathy, they exaggerate the circumstances in which they live. Men
Mm,
don't do this anymore. Stuff is
mm-mm.
really equal across the board. And you know what women don't do across the board? Anything outside of the house. They don't do. Unless it's their own little garden or something. They don't clean no
That's,
gutter. They don't cut no grass. Like you said, that was a very small group of women that did all that stuff outside the house. So men actually help inside the house and do everything outside the house.
Mm. And in the day of modern appliances, how much cleaning are you actually doing? Like you talking about washing clothes, you're throwing them in the machine and hitting the button. I mean, like
what is
what?
it? What is it? Wait a minute now. I'm an
Yeah, ain't
island
no
girl. That's
clothesline out
not.
here.
Right,
Ain't
That's
no
that's not
you're
true.
clothesline.
not you're not sitting with a washboard scrubbing, sweating, getting the stains out the pants. Like, what are we talking about?
You're not spot treating.
Yeah, come on.
Come on,
First
Robbie.
of all, no. Let me tell you something. Yeah, see, Trick and Mike might have his own little system with laundry, but most of the men don't know how to do no laundry. First of all,
What?
when you're doing laundry, everything has to be separated out. You got to do separate washes for the
Robbie,
wash rags and the towel
you
and the
capping
sheets.
now.
Because I'm telling you the truth. For the socks, for the colors, for the whites, for the darks, for the jeans, you got to know the different temperatures. You got to have your ammonia. You got to have your scent boosters, your
We
dryer
know this.
sheets. Yeah, y'all don't.
Robbie,
I have
Everybody
three
don't know.
yes,
hampers. I have a white, lights, and darks hamper. Like I know all of this.
Do you
right.
Like
wash your
I just washed my
washcloths
whites.
and your towels?
You want to see how
You
white
wash
my
your
whites are?
washcloth and your towels in with your regular clothes with your stinky socks? That's
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
supposed to
no,
do.
no,
Good, good.
no.
But no, seriously though, I mean, it's great that y'all on this panel do it. And I don't know what statistic that you use.
I'm gonna find
So
it for you.
thank you, because I have a tendency to have to validate statistics. They be skewed all different type of ways. But either way, in that scenario, if I can see the point of the 50-50, there still is 50% of men that's not doing chores and they waiting for their woman to do it. And I mean, I can take your complaints and hear where you're coming from. But as a representative of the women delegation, y'all have to stop trying to diminish what we're saying as well. Yes, there are going to be elite groups within the different genders. And that's probably what happens when we come to these panels. It's the cream rising to the top. But we have to stop having these conversations where we just dismiss what the other gender is saying on the face. Both things can be true at the same time that we don't agree. Would you say that's
Mhm.
fair?
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair.
So go like I just gave you the Gallup poll.
I
This is the
see.
exact one I was referencing. So you'll see how it kind of sliced naturally. It's like who's more likely to do it in a relationship, and then there's stuff they do equally, and stuff that the men is more likely to do.
Hmm. What
But
was the poll group? That's what I'm looking for.
oh that yeah, it's all of that info's in there. I'm gonna
Hmm.
move the conversation along though. So let's get into the main topic a little bit because I want to know with the guys on the panel and the lady. So we can start with the wife because naturally by default, in my opinion, if you're not a wife, if you don't have those qualities, if you don't aspire to make yourself into that type of person, you're by default a side chick. Or, that's what a man is going to relegate you to. You're going to get downgraded to that role if you don't have certain characteristics men look for. So, what makes a wife? What makes a woman a wife? All right. So, we talked about the qualities we look for, but if we could differentiate and say the women of modern women don't have blank, they don't have these qualities, attributes, characteristics, that would essentially say the women that do have certain characteristics that make them a wife, quote unquote. Quan, you want to go first?
Well, I think I'm the only single dude, so
Yeah, but you
what makes
I
a
mean,
woman a wife? I know for me, yeah, I'm looking. I'm not in a hurry though.
mhm,
So for me, if I'm looking wife, I think the first thing has to be responsible because
mm,
there's just not a lot of women that when you break it down and really start vetting and really start having conversations and really looking into certain things, you'll find a lot of women aren't very responsible. You know,
damn, they're
you'll
not.
you'll you'll just regular conversations. You'll have women that'll spend upwards to $300 and $500 on clothes they never wear, shoes they never
Mm,
wear. You know, this is backed up by real statistics. Women are the biggest consumers of just everything.
they own 2/3 of all debt. Yep.
Exactly. So I look into things like that because it's like, okay, um, those are real conversations to have. Like your
Yeah.
spending and your debt are things to have conversations about because what you have is some women come with debt, but they also have bad spending habits.
Yeah.
So for me, if I kind of see that as a thing going forward, I may just have that conversation about are you responsible? Because that's a real thing. If I'm vetting someone and I find out they got a lot of debt and a bad spending habit, that's a red flag.
Yes. So
Well,
that's a big one. Robbie, you want to respond?
yep. No, I'm just playing. I do know that some women have issues with spending money, but I also know that there are a lot of men that have issues with spending money. What I think the difference is between the two is men have a tendency to spend with cash. All the men I've known all my life, if they don't have tangible money to spend on something, they're not going to do it. I can honestly say I do know a lot of women that will spend and put it on a credit card. Oh, girl, I'm going to put this on my card. I'm going to get it later. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, me personally, I could say I'm 50-50, to be honest with you. I prefer to spend cash, but if I have to in the clutch, I will swipe it. But but I think that is a good conversation to have for both genders. I also think investment strategy is another good conversation. Like when we're looking at portfolios and what you need your portfolio to be to really, retire well. You need to have tangible
Mhm.
commodities. You need to have stocks and bonds. You need to have savings accounts. As y'all know, I fully believe in building trusts and you know what I'm saying, tax shelters overseas or whatever. Like, the person that you're dealing with has to have some understanding of finances, period. Like, if y'all just running around wasting money, or there is no reciprocity when it comes to money. I think this is the most important thing men need to understand. Me, I'm the type of person, if you are treating me well and you're taking me out on dates and you're spending money, it may bruise your ego a little bit, but I'm going to pay the bill on a date at least every second or third date, because it's only right. So when you were saying earlier about women being selfish, I agree. A lot of women just want to go on dates, and those are women that are not trying to build a future with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you stay trying to turn things around on men though. How you
What do you
how you try
mean?
to how
Yeah.
did you try to escape the fact that women own 66% of all consumer debt, but only make 33% of the money?
Hey, hey,
You
hey!
started
I
saying
didn't try
men
to.
are irresponsible too. Women are irresponsible. The modern woman is fiscally irresponsible. Now, of
No,
course, there are good stewards of money. My wife, her friends, yeah, they're good stewards of money, right? But it kind of comes from education, I guess, and good stewardship over what they have. But no, every other woman, the worst part about it is that they believe they got a safety net, right? At some
mhm.
point, they can get money from anywhere. That's why we see this cycle perpetuated in every monetary benefit for a woman. The reason why she want to keep the kids is so she keeps child support. I lied to you not. This is an anecdote, but pardon the anecdote. My buddy, my godson, went to homecoming last month. I saw my godson's father. I said, "What's been up? How's everything?" He said, "The boy is acting wild, man. I had to take him to the hospital for deletion attempt." What? And I said, "Okay, we've been talking about this. It's time for you to let her know, yo, the boy need to come with me. He 11 years old. I'm trying to get his mind right before he gone forever." You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
His ex fiance said, who has primary custody, said, "You can have him if I can keep the child support."
Excuse me.
What in
But
the
you see what this is? Women are tied to the money things, and like they need this. It's not about the kid or what he need, right? Like these are the examples that I can show you that shows that women want to be tied to money, and they're money driven in this society. Anything that's a benefit for them has to be tied to money. So this is why they're fiscally irresponsible in our society way more than men are. But
So
yeah, go ahead.
piggyback on that? It's not even always just the spending. Sometimes what women have a bad tendency of doing is sometimes they'll go back to school and acquire
Oh,
more debt,
more debt.
and they're not guaranteed to get that promotion that would essentially offset the debt, because that
So
was another thing too.
do
When I
you know
was
what I
what
let me just tell you that. Do you know what I really don't like about women saying dudes that make 60K or whatever aren't qualified to be with them? You know what I really hate about it? Because every time people say that, I do math in my head, right? I say, if you are a woman who got a degree in underwater basket weaving and 110K in debt, but you make 65K or 70K, let's say. So together y'all make what? 130? Y'all make 130. But that debt, in addition to your consumer debt, when y'all go get that loan for the house, even though he makes 65K as an electrician, you're the one weighing down y'all debt to income ratio, and y'all got denied for the loan. It's
Yep.
the women weighing down the debt to income ratio. But yet a man who makes 60K isn't good enough for you. Actually, you're not good enough for him with all your baggage.
Because that guy that's making 60K, especially if he's a blue collar guy or a trades guy, his debt is very little to none.
Very little. In fact, the people he worked for probably paid his debt off or paid for him to go to school to do that job.
Exactly.
all right. Listen, so I'm gonna say this. The whole education thing, if you can pay for school without getting loans, I think that is a good idea. But all you guys further did is just say what I already said, that men spend cash and women use credit. Like that's just a fact. It's a way that things go, and it's unfortunate. But just be picking appropriately when it comes to how people spend. Now, as to women wanting to have a tie to the money based on the kids, now that story that you told was very heartbreaking. It touched my heartstrings indeed. But the majority of women, uh, we are raising our children. Well, the majority of good mothers are raising our children because they're our children. Now, I know some chicks that'll be like, leave the kids with their daddy or 2023 and beyond. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they
Mhm.
want you, go ahead, take your kids. Take your kids so I could be, FNF and going outside twerking. Now, those is the side chick type of women that you talk about, Trick Mike. They want to be outside of the club. They want to be, you know what I'm saying, meeting all these men and popping off. But most women are not keeping their children just so they could get a paycheck. Because the reality is in America, most men don't earn enough money for the child support to be worth the headache. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Kids are bad as hell. Let me tell you what my kids did today. Now, I have a 5-year-old that's autistic. You know what he did? He took the Jolly Rancher drink mix and sprinkled it all over the house. You ever cleaned up Jolly Rancher drink mix or any drink mix off of some stuff? It's crazy. There ain't no money in the world that would make me just keep him just for a check. That's love right there. Okay? Y'all be playing games when it comes to women. And I don't know what type of women y'all know, but my God.
Oh man, here you go.
There you go. All
Hey,
right, we're gonna
Poppy
get a little
Blanco.
spicy. We're gonna get a little spicy with the topic right now. All right. So we're moving this into the side chick conversation, the main convo.
Can I
All
can I
right.
ask one thing
Go
about
ahead,
work
Double.
life? And I'm gonna have to log off pretty soon.
All right.
I look heavy into her upbringing. I think
Hmm.
you have to be trained to be a wife, and conversely, I think a man has to be trained to be a husband. I think that's a lot of the issues we see with dating and marriage nowadays is that people have not seen the examples in their life. Their parents, if their parents were even together, were not were not husband and wife material. I use my wife as an example. Unfortunately, her father passed when she was a baby, so she never knew him. But and her stepmother, not her stepmother, her mother married a stepfather when she was like a teenager. So her foundation was set without her dad in the house, through no fault of anybody's fault, right? But
Mm-hmm.
her mother was a great example of what a wife should be, just how she moved. Even though there wasn't a man there, she still operated as a wife would, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So then when her mom got remarried and she got to see how she operated with the man, it influenced her even more. So that's why a lot of times on these panels, a lot of guys talk about seeing how a woman interacts with her dad, and that's important. But from my personal experience, I've changed my view on that. I want to see how your mom moves, because your mom is your example of she sets the template of what kind of woman she's training you to be, just off of how she moves in the world, right, and moves in the house. So that's what I would want to see. What I want to see your mom. What kind of woman is your mom? Because that's the kind of woman you're going to mimic.
That makes perfect sense, man. Absolutely. That upbringing not only is like paramount. So right now, like I'm also careful about how I talk about that because by default we'll disqualify a lot of women. A lot of modern women will be disqualified. Their upbringing was horrible to no fault of their own. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? So
that's on both sides.
that's on both sides. So their upbringing was horrible. The dude's upbringing was horrible. And what I'll say is that yes, you do need to be taught. It's the best way to go about it. But I also, just to give people hope, I think about it like this. There has been multiple times in history where people had no examples. Your father died in war, men didn't have an example. People died from famine, disease, all that type of stuff. The daughters didn't have no example. Somehow, within the community, people found a way to learn these principles again. And I think it can actually happen naturally because when you talk about learning to be a husband, how is being a husband different from being just a good and forthright man? There are not many differences. You see
And
what I'm
Trigger,
saying?
and Trigger Mike, I do you one better. In my opinion, and just being in this space, the children of these long marriages, they're the ones struggling the most when you really look around in terms of them having success in marriage. So it's not
Oh,
even
yeah.
always a one-to-one guarantee, because I know friends that had uh parents were married 30 and 40 and 20 years, and
Hmm.
they're nowhere near being close to getting married.
Yeah.
So it's a dice roll.
But it's also, everybody's participating, everybody's falling victim to this free sex culture. That's really what it is. It's anybody who came from a good home like me. Yeah, I was privileged. I came from a two-parent household, and I dipped in those risque waters. I dipped in the messy waters for a long time. But sometimes I call myself the ultimate pookie because I knew exactly what I was doing. I wasn't serious about none of those women. There, I knew I was gonna have to find me a wholesome girl, or a girl with a really low body count, and she not out here in the streets. She don't go to the club. In fact, I went and found a girl that was in the library on Friday night. So, what I mean? I knew I was going to do that, but I was out here having my fun, which I think that is distracting to a lot of men now. All right. So, next topic. Do many women have an attraction to married men?
Hell yeah.
No.
One
Hell yeah.
1,000%.
1000%. So, I'm going to start.
1000%.
I'm going to tell you that I don't believe that I am like, look, the worst thing you could be, and this is something, I'm going to share with other married men, and I want married men to listen to. I was an idiot for most of my life. Like, I was, what's the word? Oblivious to the fact that I thought that nothing would come your way, no harm would come your way if you were a well-meaning person and you're not out here looking for trouble when it comes to women. I'm not out here trying to cheat. I'm not here trying to do that. So nothing's gonna happen to me. I was that oblivious. What I didn't realize is that trouble can come looking for you.
Facts.
It could come looking for you in the most non-obvious ways, non-obvious places. All right. I think the reason I know this is true and that women just have a natural attraction to married men is when I'm looking super responsible. Like, I told you my son was sick today from school. I work from home. We go to the grocery store. When you got your ring on your finger and you just picking up some milk, but you looking super responsible with that boy. When I say you get the most doe-eyed looks, all right. A female friend helped me recognize this once. She said, "Look at how many women want to cross carts with you." And I was like, "What does that even mean?" She already look at her basket. She already got stuff from that side of the store, but she coming back to that side of the store so you can get a look at the ass or something. Like, you see what I'm saying? Just want to make eye contact. She keeps crossing everywhere you going. She just keep crossing carts with you. I was like, damn, that is kind of crazy. But it's because you taken. It's something in women's biology, just like, let me, like they see a woman with a man, like, let me just see if he finds me attractive or something. So I definitely believe women have a weird attraction to married men. Y'all go ahead.
That's no, go ahead, Robbie.
I think that women are attracted to men that are well groomed and taken care of. So men can kind of cheat code, right? Cheat code. If Because unfortunately, a lot of women are just, they're simple as shit. Um, that's just honest. If you are, your beard is trimmed up well, you're smelling good every day, your clothes are looking right, women are going to just throw themselves at you. That's really what they see. I mean, your friend was right to a point. She says she sees the rings and stuff like that. But I promise you can do an experiment yourself and then come back and let us know. You go out, you know what I'm saying, looking put together how you normally do with your ring on with your kids. And then one day, I know you don't got that much hair, but mess your hair up a little bit. Put on your raggedy sweats or whatever else and go outside and do the same experiment. The same amount of women are not going to be as drawn to you. What it really is the upkeep and the maintenance. You ever notice, Quan, you're single. Now you look relatively put together well today. But on the days that you're not, your dreads aren't fully twisted, it's almost time for you to get retwisted, and your beard is all straggly. Do you get the same amount of look?
He about to say, yeah.
Nah,
Don't
nah.
tell the truth.
I'm gonna keep it real. Nah.
Right. That's what people miss with women. Just like
So
look at the players. Look at Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner was ugly. Ugly man. But he was smelling like money and he was looking good real every day. And he had all the women. Look at them pimps.
I was
What
like,
that what
you said the word money. Let's not. That ninja was old. He just had money and a big
listen.
ass house.
Okay, look at Magic Don Juan Johnson. You talking about a black man running around in green all day with a green Cadillac and a cane, acting up, talking with no sense, but still having a lot of interactions with women. Why? Because even though the color is off-putting, it's still put together well, still smelling good. You understand what I'm saying? Look at what's his face? Wilt Chamberlain. Didn't Wilt Chamberlain sleep with like 1,000 women?
Something like that.
20,000.
Yeah, but I know UPS drivers that slept with 1,000 women. That's not a big
But
deal.
okay, but
That's not a
okay,
big
I
deal.
get what you're saying, but how do you explain the term home wrecker then?
I don't think homewrecker is a valid terminology.
Mm.
Sorry,
Mm.
not sorry. If my husband cheats and he sleeps with anybody, my beef is never with the woman. It is always with him.
That's
I
fair.
don't know her. She didn't make no vows to me. We don't have no commitment nor no loyalty. It's your
Yeah.
job as my man to love me when I'm not looking, just like it's my job as your woman to love you when you're not looking.
That all that's fair. But let me give pushback on your point about the put together and the married man part, right? I work a blue collar job, right? So most times when I get off work, I'm covered in dirt. I got my work boots on, all that, right? When I first got married, I wore the little like the tungsten wedding bands that don't get scratched up, whatever.
Yep,
It,
I got him too.
I would leave work, I'd go to the store sometime, be around, do whatever, and I would get them same looks because they saw the ring. And married dudes told me before I got married, when I got engaged, he said you're gonna get a lot more attention than what you used to get, simply
Mhm.
off the fact that you're a married man now. And I heard it and I was like, okay, they might be telling the truth because so many said it, but I really didn't believe it until like it happened in real life. Like these women see the ring and then the whole demeanor will switch up. And listen, I don't shave on a regular, you know what I'm saying? I'll be looking dirty in the summertime in Georgia. I'm covered in sweat. They see that ring, and there's a whole different demeanor. So that's the pushback I give on that. Now maybe I don't know. And I mean I'm not an ugly dude, but I ain't Idris Elba either. So I don't. What is it?
He
Explain
said,
it.
"I ain't just
He ain't Giselle, but I
dude."
mean, I've heard the stories of just dudes will straight up tell a chick, "Yo, I'm a married man," and they get super aggressive after that.
Right. Like I
It,
don't.
yeah, it's pretty weird because I'm trying to figure out is there a biological competition going on with women to compete with another woman, because there's this bar we go to. I ain't even gonna say the name for y'all. Pack this spot out in Houston, but it has the best drink in Houston, the strongest drink rather. And if you go there before like late night, before 10, it's a cougar bar through and through. A bunch of aunties in there. All right. So it's a martini bar. Women like martinis. I took my brother there when he asked specifically for the strongest drink Houston has to offer. I had my ring on. He wasn't married yet. I said, watch out for the aunties, bro. He was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Watch out for these aunties. You got to push them off. Push them off you. And then one lady said something to me, like literally rubbed her hand over my hand. And it doesn't matter if you say I'm married or anything. That's when it becomes super aggressive. This lady literally said, well, shit, she can share. Like what? You see what I'm saying? That's why I said, mind your business. Just tell these ladies, no, thank you. Don't push them off, because that well-meaning shit, like, oh no, I'm married. That don't mean nothing to them. They're like, so that to me is brings us into the next question. Where I think y'all gonna like. I think y'all gonna like this. Are men doomed to cheat because so many women are single?
Before I answer that, I was gonna say this. Men, if you got, I'm gonna tell you this honestly. If you got your ring on and a woman is hollering at you, run. That's a hoe. Run. Cause she ain't gonna be loyal to you and it's gonna mess up your marriage. But yeah, I don't think that men are doomed to cheat. I think there's a lot of temptation. And if a man doesn't have strong fortitude, well, it is what it is, kid.
Yeah. So it said the statistic behind this says that by 2030, all women I'm sorry, 50% of all women in the United States of America will be single.
Damn.
50% of all women over the age of 18 will be single. Never happened before in history. Like without
That's ridiculous.
and that I guess that number is basically alluding to the fact there are suitable mates out here. It's not like men died in war or like all these world wars where there were millions of men dying, right? No, these women have mates out there, but still 50% of all women will be single. So I think that's going to make the poly relationship thing go up because I don't care what women say on these panels. I don't care what y'all say on YouTube. It is not in y'all nature to be alone. It is not. I don't buy it for 1 second. It is not in y'all nature to be alone. I'm interested in what's going to happen with half of all women. But please tell me. So the men really got to watch their back because I just believe it's gonna make women who and correct me if I'm wrong, but we used to have a type. Like you remember, like back in the day, the 90s, and all the movies, there used to be a look to the person they called Jezebel, or Husty. There used to be a look like a tired kind of. She don't really keep herself. She's not elegant. There used to be a look to the hussy. I believe now the women that will help a man cheat or be the side chick, I believe they don't have. There's no single description for them. I believe a Fortune 500 CEO could be a side chick today. What do y'all think about that?
I agree.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. It's scary too. That's why, like, some days it's like, yo, being single and just waiting it out is kind of cool because if 50% of all women are gonna be single, that do you know how much choice that is?
Dude, if like I can't even tell you. I think it was Angry Man that said it. He said, "Don't if you know what you're gonna tell your husband if you want to divorce him nowadays, you think he gonna be sitting around crying? He gonna be like, don't threaten me with a good time. It's literally gonna be a man's playground, a man's candy land out here. If you single, like there's really no reason for men, even men that take themselves seriously, take tradition seriously, to get married. You are about to get more sex. You are about to have more like of your type out there. That's another reason if we want to be serious why men get married, because they found one they like that's in there, that's their type, and they like, let me get this one before, let me hook on before I can't find this again. Now imagine if 100 of your type are available and seeking you, and you got your stuff straight.
But see, it's a flip side to that too. I think it's gonna get dangerous too.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I mean, I just from my experience, maybe this ain't, the greatest of experiences, but I come from a place where women set men up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And if you moving in a certain way and you making women feel a certain way, it could get dangerous if you just juggling a bunch of women, because I've seen it happen over and over where a dude just get caught up in juggling a bunch of women and one of them women just fly off the rails and, do something to violate you, like that's why, like, though I never was one to really just juggle a bunch of women. It's never been something that I've tended to do because I've always seen that end horribly. It's always end horribly.
So
So I think as this grows, people are gonna get way more desperate, and the women will see it and see men as a come up, as opposed to just, to be used. So I think dudes got to
Absolutely.
be careful. I think a lot more dudes should just get married and chill out, because again, when desperate times comes, you don't know what strangers will do, and that's the women and the men. So
Right.
Listen, I
I,
think that
I'm careful when I move and maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and I think a lot of people got to keep in mind the STDs. Like, I think
Bingo.
it's utterly ridiculous that people are not talking about STDs. Like, there are so many incurable diseases circulating around. Like, herpes is one of them. 90% of the population has herpes, and they don't know. HIV is one.
Oh my
Genital
God.
warts.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody. They say now everybody has herpes, so stop calling it a disease. I heard that from like a medical scientist. Oh yeah, the lady I told you, the research scientist from across the
Mhm.
street. She said everybody got herpes. Herpes one at least. So I was like, damn.
That's crazy. I mean,
Man.
but it is what it is, kid. Like, it's, this is the society that we live in when men, are saying that women have to sleep with them because of a date, and women are desperate because they don't want to be alone. When fathers aren't in the house to teach their daughters that it's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to wait. You are worth more than your vagina. The lack of fathers in the home, even though a lot of men want to say, well, it's all the women's fault because 80% of the household, excuse me, 84% of the households in America is being run by single mothers. What does that have to do with you being a father? Oh, well, she's going to keep me away from my kid. No, I'm going to tell y'all honestly, this is anecdotal, but it's true. I have two men in my life that I know, they're friends, that I've known since their children were in Pampers. You understand me? They, one of my friends, he has twins. He had the twins the majority of their life. He was making money. He was doing banking overseas and everything else. The mother wanted the money, so she would never just give him the full custody. He fought and he fought and he fought. He has custody of his children. My other friend, little girl, beautiful child, adorable. The mother is very wicked, wicked woman. He was paying her full child support, taking her every weekend, getting her hair done, buying her clothes, getting her hair done. She got a mother that's not doing nothing, getting buku cash. He's getting her hair done and clothing her. The mother's doing whatever with the money. And he fought for his daughter. Even my father with my mother and my father did not always see eye to eye. But one thing my mother never did was keep my father away from me. So, men, it may be a little bit difficult, but just because it's difficult, you don't really have the right to quit. This is your progeny.
True. Like, all right, those of y'all just tuning in. I see Nurse Fancy came in here. What's up? Those of y'all just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. The topic is she a wife or a side chick? Right now, we are talking about, are men doomed to cheat because so many women are single? Go ahead and leave your comment in the chat and we can discuss it. So I personally think on this particular topic, I don't know, because you've heard me say it time and time again. You got to be, Robbie, you said it, you alluded to it. You got to be disciplined as a man. But one of the biggest things I want people to realize on this discipline topic, you've heard before that people say, in order for us to fix this free sex issue we have in society, men need to practice discipline. You've heard that before, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't believe discipline ever existed. Now let me tell you why. What used to exist was the lack of men did not have access to box like that. All right. There was a daddy standing in your way. Because really if we're going to talk about intercourse as it relates to the general society. We're taking it all the way down to our biology, to our primal nature. If we are what related to monkeys or apes, if a woman's ass is in the air, 8 out of 10 dudes gonna hit it. The other dudes are probably something other than hetero that won't hit it. That is our primal nature to do that. So the only way that you have the appearance of discipline in society is when somebody's restricting the access to have a woman, and you're setting rules up for men that men have to abide by to be able to qualify for a woman, to have that woman to have sex with. You see what I'm saying? That is what de-discipline actually is. A daddy said, and his daughter used to say, and the mom used to say, you got to marry her. All right. And that's the only way you get an ass. Unless you're going to go down to the street and go get a lady of the night. If you want a woman of distinction, you want a woman of value that's protected by her father, that comes from a good home. If you want that woman, you got to marry her. That's what used to happen. Now, when you remove that, you have a bunch of dudes out here hitting stuff because the woman's ass is in the air. Like, that's never going to stop happening. If you don't restrict the access, dudes will smash. Some idiot's going to smash.
Exactly. Excuse me. I'm having a toddler emergency, so I have to go. Thank you for having me up here. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming up.
All right.
What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for coming through. Venus, I see you in the chat. What's up? Slide on through. We need another woman's perspective in here. Right now, we're talking about, are men doomed to cheat because so many women are single? Like we're talking about, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. The statistic says by 2030, 50% of all women in the United States will be single. So what we're debating here is, does that mean that so many dudes are going to get hit up by women? There's a plethora of women out here for dudes to trip over. So eventually they're going to trip. That's an interesting topic to have, interesting conversation. But what's going on to everybody there? So Quan, question. Now that we've gotten the provocative stuff, I want to ask you, what makes a woman a side chick? So let me give you the preface. Let me give you the preface to this. We went over some wife qualities a little while ago. All right. So we said she got to be kind, gentle, nurturing, and all of that. But it's really the mindset of a woman that makes her a wife. Mm-hmm. All right. So I laid out some stuff. If she got a bunch of male friends, if she's the type to say she'll submit to the right man, if she believes gender roles are negotiable, if she describes sleeping with multiple men as living her best life, all that type of stuff, that woman ain't a wife, and by default, she's a side chick. So what do you believe makes a woman a side chick?
It's a couple of them. Anybody that, if they do them crystals and they worship, like they say the black woman is queen, and they got all them crystals and them dots. Yeah, that's she. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Side chick. It's a couple things that I just know. Shit, if they credit score is below a 600.
Damn.
The side chick.
hey, that's. Let me tell you something. That's actually a great one. I need to write that down, because we talked about responsible, but if we're talking about modern times, if your wife got a lower credit score than you, that's pretty bad. Women are poor stewards of money. That's what the statistics say. But as far as credit score is concerned, they don't, like, men have certain types of assets, right? So it's like, if she below 600, you got to seriously think what she's doing. If it's not just student loans don't even pull your credit down that much no more, only if you don't pay them. So yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a real good one. But I believe, go ahead. If
it's okay, so I don't necessarily knock the single mother, but if it's single mother by multiple dudes, yeah, you're a side chick.
Oh damn! Oh, you're killing them tonight.
You're a side chick, because that's repeating the same mistakes, and it's like, why these dudes keep leaving you, but they all the problem.
Man, you're killing it on that one.
It's a couple of them. Any of them that just constantly wear that red lipstick, you know, the red lipstick, and they
Mhm.
constantly in pictures with that. Yeah, that might be a sad chick.
Yeah.
If that's your go-to, yeah, that like red lipstick, that might be a what else?
So I
It's a
think
it's a lot of things. So I mostly go off behaviors. I mostly go off behaviors. If you run with a lot of chicks that's known to go, you might be one of those, you know, birds of
got
a feather definitely flock. And that's why I get on women about their friends, because a lot of times women will ride or die for their friends. And a lot of times they pick the worst one to listen to and take advice from. Because you'll have a good girl. There's a lot of good women out there. The problem with the good women is that they think they can keep the worst women around them as friends.
oh damn.
And they will not let go of them. And you can't tell them nothing about that friend with the 5 baby mothers that's about to celebrate her 6, and she done had 6 goddamn baby showers.
Hey, but that's not that's for real because one of my biggest things and something that I'm learning and getting advice from the OGs about, you got to protect you as a man, you got to protect your wife, yo.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when women think we're equal, they want to throw stuff back at you, right? Men don't necessarily like yeah, you're not really supposed to have a bunch of pookie friends that be throwing indoor strip parties at their house every day, but men are not as impressionable as women. Women are extremely impressionable to the point where their friend could say something and it have a significant effect on their marriage, because now they want to introduce that stupid shit that was just said. They want to bring it to their husband immediately after it was said, and ask him about that, and ruin the peace in their relationship.
And I'll do you
So
one better, Trigger Mike. A lot of them live vicariously through the worst friend that they got. She
yep,
could be getting ran through. She could be going through everything.
she living
And
her best life. She living
yeah,
her best life.
yeah, she could be happily married. She could be having a dude do everything that dude's supposed to. But because that friend is out there just fucking it up, sis, they will support that and actually want that. They will
That's
see
crazy.
their friend go through every dude in their phone. And the good girlfriend will be like, I want that, but I can't have that. And it's like, why? Why do you even look up to that?
I believe. What's going on, Marcus?
What's up? What's up, people? How y'all doing, man?
Why is that living
We
your
good,
best
man.
life when you happily married? Why are you looking at your whole friend like she's living the life?
Yeah, crazy. Marcus, what you got on the topic, man? What makes a woman a side chick?
Um, if she got a lot of wedges that she wears for shoes, if she got a Nissan Maxima, maybe a Toyota, a Corolla,
Oh no,
um,
Honda
uh,
Civic, Honda Civic.
Honda Civic is manageable because Honda Civics, I like Honda Civics, so I don't want to ostracize my favorite vehicle sometimes. Um, you got to make
Wait,
sure.
if she drives a Jetta, she's a side chick, bro.
Unfortunately, yes, college side chicks. Those are college side chicks. We call them.
One more.
We got
One
you got
more.
to break them. You got to break them in tiers. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 side chicks. You know what I'm
Let me give
saying?
you let me
Someone.
give you let me give you one more.
Hold
If
on,
the
hold on. Let
go
me.
ahead.
I'm telling you. Hold on. You got
Okay.
Costco side chicks, the girls that go to Costco. You got girls that go to Winco, maybe Walmart. They might go to the Big Drop, or what's that called, Big Lots, and they go to the They also might, when they don't go to the drive-through, they might want to go somewhere mid fancy like a Long John Silver's, maybe a hometown buffet. If she's on a plan, so you got to watch out for that too. You also got to watch out for the women that go for, hey, I gotta go hang out with my girlfriends in the daytime for brunch. Sometimes they could be side chicks too. You gotta be careful on that.
Mm. Behavior has a lot to do with it. So back on that topic, we were talking about Quan. If you the type of woman to encourage your friends to cheat on their husband, you a side chick for life. I think that's a lifetime membership for you.
But they got friends like that. And it's like, as a guy, your woman will attack you at times. I've seen this happen in relationships, even some of my relationships, where you try to check that woman's whole friend, and your woman to get mad when you call her out. It's like, come on now, you know she a hoe. I know she a hoe. Why are you getting upset at this? But they will literally check you for checking their whole friend that they know is a hoe.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, y'all, you protecting that, and you want to live by that. And it's like women that side with their whole friend. You good. I'm good. Because
But you gotta remember too, like a lot of women are hive-minded creatures. So for them, it's like a sorority. To them, even if a woman can be doing bad, that they can potentially see themselves in her. So if they ever get a chance, if they do wrong, they don't want to be judged as bad or criticized either, and be ostracized from the group. And that's why they hold their tongue when they say, "Yeah, what she did was wrong. What she did was like slut behavior." But I'm gonna side with her anyways because I don't want to be xed out by the, like what's that book, Lord of the Flies? You don't want to be Piggy because you know what happens to Piggy in the book.
yeah, so for me, it's like if you could recognize something and still choose to like defend it and overlook, not even just defend it, but when it comes to male friends, we call a spade a spade. Our broke friend get all the jokes. Like, you know how I go. Dudes will break other dudes down. It don't matter where it's at. Like, people can say what they want, but dude friends, we will literally go on each other about every little thing. We argue. Dudes will fist fight if it comes down to it. Well, women, it's just like they just ride or die for the worst of them.
So that brings us into this question I want to talk about that Peace Love asked. She says, y'all talk about women like we have the mindset of a child. So, Peace, let me say it like this. I said women are extremely impressionable. As a husband, you got to know that. You have to know that women are impressionable. It is not that I personally think that women have the mind of a child. What it really is that a man, you know how they say women mature faster than men? That's true in some cases, but a man ultimately has to mature past all women. As a man, you have to mature past what a woman can mature mentally, because what you'll notice is that when you on certain topics in certain situations, women don't make decisions without their emotions involved. So it's not that y'all have the mindset of a child. It's that there are certain situations where your decision making can become childlike because you can't remove your emotions from it. So, that I know that's like infantilizing to some women, like, don't infantilize us. But good God, it's the truth. Y'all have all seen it. Y'all have been in friend groups where you've seen a situation deteriorate and you're like, how the hell did we get here? But it was all women arguing back and forth with each other. A bunch of men would not have done that, consistently. Peace, love. You coming on cam? Can you just flash the cam? Not flash the cam, but just turn your cam on real quick.
Yeah, I don't think it's childlike. I just think sometimes women have an issue understanding when they're being compromised. Like, and sometimes where the truth just needs to be said. Like, for example, if you know you got a friend, every other year she's pregnant, and she's always pregnant by a different dude. At what point do you call a spade and be like, girl, this is too much?
Yep.
You got women that'll literally stand by and just watch another woman just go down.
Yep.
And yes, friend, yes, her all the way down.
Yep.
Instead of telling the truth and telling it like it is.
I mean, that's what we're seeing in today's society, though. Women can't hold other women accountable and are afraid to have those hard conversations with them. I've literally watched a woman tell another woman or the reason she can't get no man is because something wrong with the man, even though the woman 300 pounds. It's like or say, I don't know why he don't want her. Like I I know a lady that keeps trying to introduce dudes to her fat friend, the fattest friend she got, and be like, I don't know why all the men don't want to talk to her. I'd be like, what the?
And I
She
mean,
fat. Just tell her she overweight. They don't
again,
want to
as
have the hard
horrible
conversations.
as dude friends are, that'd have been the first thing we said. Negro,
I'd be like, get your fat ass in the gym. That's why you like. We would have said it. We
Well,
would have
it's
said
like,
it. To each other. But what's up,
with
peace, love?
women. Oh my bad, go for it.
yeah, let peace love here.
Let's get peace, love in here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on the selection of women because y'all are talking about women that like. I hang out with single women. They're not like lepers or something. Single women who are for me being happy and being at peace. Those are the type of women that I keep around me. So I think it just depends on the type of women that you're choosing. If I am hanging out with a woman who is in a hoe phase and has been in a hoe phase for years upon years, chances are we're going to naturally split because that's just not what type of season I'm in. Our conversation is going to be different. So that's why I'm just like, I just think y'all are selecting the wrong women. I mean, my girls just aren't like that. I just don't know what y'all talk about a lot of times. I'm like, it just feels like you guys are talking to girls and not grown women. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's fair to say, but
That's fair.
I was gonna say that's fair to say, but it's not always true. I think that we're not really trying to, like I said, infantilize all women or even generalize women, but as a woman, you have to know that there are some topics and some situations that women just they deteriorate in their decision making, and that's really what we're talking about.
And they won't have those hard conversations with the people they say that they love. Like, say what you want about a dude will bear it all.
Mm-hmm.
On whatever, like you see it all the time on YouTube. Men will get on YouTube and bear everything, tell every detail, every nook cranny from the greatest to the least.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get women to have that level of honesty, even amongst themselves.
You know what it is? I mean, like the example that you use with the overweight woman. I have a girlfriend, she's overweight, but she she pulls men left and right because she has this confidence about her.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just, I don't know. It just depends on the situation. But I think that was a good example. I understand the example you're using. Like if there's something about your girl and you could tell like that's the one thing that's off-putting, towards a man that she's trying to attract, you should tell her. I get that. I get that. But yeah, when it comes to the weight thing, just because that's the example that you use, there are men who really do like bigger, larger women. And let me tell you, my girlfriend, I think she's got to be like 280 or something. And I don't know how she wears it, but she puts it together. Her boobs are at attention. She's got a whole situation when she walks in the room. Usually when we hang out, guys usually go towards her than us. So it just depends. Like it's a confidence thing. That's all. I just wanted to talk about it. But I understand you were using that as an example. And I think that if we are going to have friends around us, we have to let our friends know like this could be the reason why. Yeah, I just think that we tend to try to big up our friends. Like we try to help them with their self-esteem and stuff like that. So instead of like I said, that one girlfriend whose self-esteem could have been boosted was probably boosted by other friends like myself. She walks into a room and the guys are attracted to her. So there's other ways to attract men. You know what I mean? And there's all different types of men out there. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, peace, love. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. I was gonna say, sometimes us men, we can be dicks and we can be assholes. So sometimes when they're playing coy with the quote unquote, duff. You know what duff stands for? Designated ugly fat friend.
Oh.
So sometimes us guys will be pretending like we're flirting with the fat chick, the fat friend, as a way of mocking or making a joke, or just to get away into the pretty women in her group circle. So we'll push the fat chick to the side and we'll go for the attractive women in the group So we won't really. It's like we're fake pretending to entertain the fat chick. That's what some of us guys will do, and
I know
that's what.
this one gets numbers and they talk after. So that's not
Yeah.
our situation at all.
And the thing is too, though, women also
Thanks for
conflate.
letting me know.
Like women also conflate sexual attraction, with relationship attraction too, though. Like we also can't be disingenuous about that. You know
Sexual
what I mean?
attraction. Well, usually guys are usually first sexually attracted to someone and then they proceed with the
Hmm.
possibility of forming something that's on the relationship level. I think that pretty much goes to any man and any woman. We have to be first attracted to you physically and
Hmm.
sexually. Sorry, but that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have a question though. I have a question. This is a good question. So if you had to choose, let's say you was dealing with a guy, right? And y'all are getting serious, but your friends, for whatever reason, might have an issue with this guy. For I don't know what the reason could be.
Mhm.
Are you going with the man that you want to be serious with, or are you gonna go with your girls?
I'm going to take their opinion into account, and this is the reason why. My girlfriends and I, we've been through a lot, so they know me like to my soul, to my core. They really do. So if there is something that's a little bit off, I'm definitely going to take their opinion into account because they may be seeing something that I'm not seeing, but we're not like a competitive type of group. And they're all happy in their own right. So it's about selecting the right group of friends. That's all.
But do you
But
see the
I'm not.
flaw in that though? Can you be honest and can you see a flaw in that? Because what if you had friends?
Mhm,
Because I'm gonna assume you have great friends, but what if
mhm,
you have friends that are disingenuous that may want
mhm.
what you have, but give you that advice for you to make the wrong decision?
Yeah, you should definitely shouldn't have friends like that around you. There's only a certain people that I have in my circle that I would bring my man around, like for vetting, like you know what I'm saying, like to actually take their decision into account. A lot of my friends they are Christians, so it's a different vibe with me and my people. But I understand what you're saying, like you definitely shouldn't be making all of your decisions based on bitter bitches. That's basically what you're saying. Like, so I totally
Especially
understand that. Like, but,
especially if all your friends are single. Like I can see if you had like a friend in a relationship, maybe a married friend, like
oh, yeah, you
a
should have a
mix.
mix.
But if
Definitely.
they all single and you bring your
Yeah.
dude to the single friend group and the single friends are just like, nah, you got to kind
Right.
of side eye. Like, not a lot of women would just side eye that. They would just roll with the friends and then get mad a year later when the dude end up with one of your friends.
Right. Right. No, I understand what you're saying, but you got to admit, men are the same way. Your men, your guy friends don't want you to be booed up with somebody. They want you to go out and have fun and like be available whenever they want you to or whatever.
No,
Hey,
men don't
We'll
work
beat
like
out,
that.
we will beat our dude friends up for that. Like, it's a fist fight for that.
All
like, what
right,
do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
let's
It's a
get to this
men get
question
violent.
by Nurse Fancy.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Nurse Fancy says, "Do you guys really believe it's more bad women than good?" No, absolutely not. I don't
Yeah, I don't
believe
believe
that.
in bad or good.
But what I do believe is that the good women don't speak up, so we can't tell. The good women. So this is like one of the things that is happening currently in society, to where if a woman is doing good and she has good values and principles, either from her upbringing or principles that she's adopted, she'll keep that. She behaves like an island onto herself. And like Quan said, she'll keep a group, she'll keep any group of friends. Any group. She got ratchet friends over here. She got sophisticated friends over there. But she is neglecting to tell the people that could use her advice, they could learn from the way she moves, because she know that's not her situation. I'd rather not get into it. Men, we cannot really tell who to, well, I'm sorry, most men can't tell, because you got to understand that there are women of distinction that move and act a certain way that will correct women inside of a cultural bond that they have. But when we see this modern woman thing, it's like, yay, sis, get your money, sis, do your thing. And it's like you can't really do that with all women. You shouldn't be bigging up bullshit. all the time. So of course we don't think all women are bad. We just can't really tell the difference. Anybody got?
You shouldn't be bigging up bullshit.
Hmm?
That's how I said you definitely shouldn't be bigging up bullshit in all things.
Hey Venus, I didn't see you try to come back. But yeah, let me get where's my next question? Hold on.
So y'all are saying that guys wouldn't I ain't trying to say cock block, but for lack of a better word, like if you're trying to hang out with your girl or whatever, you don't think they'll be disappointed that you can't hang out with the boys or go to the strip club or whatever have you?
No, I think not only do we understand, because I've never heard a man say, my homeboy acting funny now that he got a girl. Because what is really gonna happen?
Hold on, Trigger Mike. Hold on. I heard some guys say that. Oh, my homie ain't really kicking us no more. He got a girl.
Even if
I have heard that.
Like this is what happens, Marcus. This is what happens. It sounds so.
It does. It made me laugh. I didn't lie.
But my bad. Go back. Go over.
No, like, the thing is, as men, whoever's talking smack at that point is just gonna do it to their homeboy later. You know,
right.
So it's like we don't really trip. Where it's like, oh, because I haven't seen my group of friends. I haven't seen some of them in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Since I moved to this house, all the way out here in the suburbs, I ain't going out to the city to drink 3-4 times a week. Like,
well, yeah, because you live in the burbs now. You live in the burbs. Yeah. You good now.
I'm not going to Taco Tuesday no more. And you better call me when there's a fight or something big. Like,
Trigger might but no disrespect. But hey, the suburbs, you can live with the burbs, but that taco truck, if it hits, I'm gonna go into that taco truck, and that's it.
They even put a taco truck out here now, so I really ain't going out there to them.
But yeah, guys don't really operate that way because
we don't.
If you with if you're not around the guys because you with your girl, like that's the point. Like a dude ain't supposed to be around a bunch of dudes all day.
Okay.
But some people do it on these panels though.
So I can turn my camera off.
When they get looked at a certain way.
Exactly.
So I mean,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It did seem feminine when you said that.
I'm just but peace, love. I'm only being honest because I've heard it on both sides. I've heard, you know, hey, the homie isn't the homie no more. He acted different ever since he got a girl. Like he ain't with us no more. Like he ain't rocking with us like that, like he used to. They put the whole word up. So they put but they say the word p-whip. All this guy's p-whip now.
So this is a good segue. Speaking of weird behavior by men, this is a good segue into our next topic. Is it ever justified for a man to marry his side chick?
Marry your side chick?
Yeah, like, is it ever justified? You know the world gonna look at you crazy. Your mother-in-law, your family, your mom, your dad.
You still married to like your wife, and then you marry your side
I'm just saying, if you want to leave your wife, is it ever justified? And I want the women to talk about this. Like,
so if you leave your wife and then marry the side chick?
Yep.
Hell nah. But I'll let y'all go. I'll let y'all go.
I want to hear what the women.
I mean, I don't know. Does she give him peace? I mean, I don't know. She just got to be careful. She shouldn't be taking men out of their marital homes. Like, that's kind of crazy. You got to be careful about that because that will come back on you, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Karma is a bitch, so you just gotta be careful with that. That's all.
That is crazy though.
The way I view it, her karma is gonna come back anyway, right? Whether she marries that man or another man. So I mean, he may as well married her. He ruined his whole marriage for her. So why?
No. So I'm gonna go ahead and say no, only because once you've done that, and let's say if it's the situation where she ruined your marriage, and now she's just there, like, hey, I'm still here. There is now an asterisk on what was a secret relationship. Now you want to have one in the open. So there's an asterisk. This thing started off with dishonesty. So I don't see how you could ever go into or I personally wouldn't want to go into a honest relationship with the person I had a dishonest relationship with. That's just me.
Yeah, like we used to understand this. The way you start is how you finish.
Yep.
I
So
guess if it's built on dishonesty. So.
I just feel like certain things, once you start them, it'll just become a pattern. You're gonna make the side chick your wife, and then you're gonna look for another side chick. Because now she's your wife.
I'm gonna just say this: side chicks get side deals; they don't get the main contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like you start the way you finish.
Mhm.
If you did something in dishonesty, usually it's gonna fall apart because of what? Dishonesty.
So
Yeah.
this is
That's
my,
why you should just be single. If that's the case.
this reminds me of y'all remember Swiss Beats, Mashonda and Alicia Keys?
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah,
What about
Yeah.
her?
yeah.
They're still together, Alicia and Swiss Beats.
You know
But
what
that's
though?
different.
They
How
got the
many
girl to
side
write a
chicks you
book and come on TV with them and act like everything was cool too.
Yes.
how many side chicks are gonna be Alicia Keys? Like what?
Okay, but
Well,
you
Doesn't
well,
happen in real
like,
life. I'm just gonna
Wait,
get
so you're changing
Alicia
your
Keys as
answer
a
based
side
on
chick?
whether or not the
or
woman
you
is
may have a
successful? Quan, you're
but
changing
Like
your answer if the woman is successful, it's okay for you?
you say what?
Like you're changing your perspective because she's famous and
No,
rich?
I'm not changing my perspective. I'm just saying that was highly unlikely. Like, what real average dude is going to have Alicia Keys show up as the side chick? Like, of course, I would make that the main if I'm in that
wait,
situation.
hold
That
on.
never
So
happened.
you
oh,
are changing
Wait a
your
minute.
answer.
so you are
Wait,
agreeing with this.
I'm
So
not
it is
agreeing with it.
justified. You said it. So
No,
the
I'm
question
not.
is it ever justified?
No,
Yes,
I'm not
it's
agreeing.
justified
I'm
if
not
you are
agreeing
Alicia
with it.
Keys.
I'm just saying that is a situation that 99.9% of the time would never happen. Who is really going to have somebody like Alicia Keys as a
But we're
side chick?
focused on like principles, so we're not clear on yours.
Oh
Because
no, no, no,
now
no,
it
no, no,
seems
no! I
like
wouldn't
if
do it.
she's Alicia Keys, it's fine.
All, yeah, all principles just
But that's
apply.
not fair because that's a celebrity, and that won't happen in my lifetime.
I'll tell you this. I know a guy. He's not Muslim or he's not into one of those practologies or religions like that. But he's a guy who married 3 women. Monday and Tuesday, he hung out with one wife. Wednesday and Thursday, he hung out with the second wife. Friday and Saturday, he hung out with the third wife. And on Sunday, they all got together and they would have like a day for themselves, all 4 together.
That's a
And
Wait, but you said he's
polygamous
Muslim?
I couldn't
relationship.
do that.
he's not.
I
He's
Oh,
couldn't
not.
do that.
then how he
Because
got
what if?
several wives? Oh yeah.
That
Well, it was like it was in Colombia. It was like the early 2000s and stuff.
Oh
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
if they all know about each other, that's a polyamorous relationship.
yeah.
I couldn't do that. Because what if they all get to tripping at the same time?
God damn.
Your
God
whole
damn,
week is
Con.
ruined. Your whole week ruined if they all get to tripping that one week.
I don't know. I don't know. The guy was a
What
billionaire,
men
so I
don't
don't
know
know.
is that we all sync up too. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. That's
Well,
TMI.
it's because
He
the
ain't
guy was
getting
like a
no ass.
multi-billionaire though. He was older than the women too. Oh yeah, he was
Oh, but
like 50, 20 years
again,
older.
that's a
Yeah, he
situation
got to
that,
spread them out because he ain't getting no ass
yeah,
when that
probably,
cycle comes.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. But
But
that's the
Quan,
thing.
I told you the first wife he hangs out Monday and Tuesday, the second wife Wednesday, Thursday, the third wife Friday and Saturday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't fathom that.
I was
That's a
talking to somebody about this last night actually who has 3 wives. I was
Really?
asking him about the schedule. He said there is no schedule. He just hangs out with whoever he wants to hang
Is he
out with.
black?
that's
Yeah.
a lot.
There's a lot of black men who are getting into these polyamorous or polygamous relationships.
But listen, this is what we're talking about. This is what inspired this topic. So, if you heard the stat, 50% of all women in the U.S. will be single by 2030. I personally believe that women, no matter what y'all say, it is not in your anatomy to be alone, to be single. So even women who, are well put together, you have a job, you can take care of yourself, you basically traditionally qualify for a man, but some reason you can't get one, you will start looking at those poly relationships as a way out. I believe that's going to happen in droves. What do y'all think about that?
I don't like to share my man, so
I think every woman says that, but
oh hell no. Let me tell you something. I'm just not built that way. I just can't. Like I will stab one of those women. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
And see,
Um
that's what I was talking about, Trigger Mike. it'll get dangerous for dudes trying to
You know what
juggle.
I'm saying? And look, we I told you, y'all get emotional when I stab one of like
Whatever.
Exactly.
That's, I mean,
now
listen,
violence is involved.
men,
Exactly.
men will
So
stab
look,
a woman or stab a man if let's say you caught your woman having sex with another man, you don't want to stab that man or punch him in the face or something. That's not emotional. That's just what it is. Like, come on now.
Wait, I was thinking about this. This is what I was asking the guy. I was curious, like, okay, how does this work? But the way he explained it, it didn't sound like it was gonna work. Like, I don't like that. I don't know about that. Cause like you gotta go to sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that on Tuesday my man is at Peace Love House, just giving her everything, like just doing it, and I'm supposed to know that in my mind and
See,
go
even
to
the
sleep.
thought of that is making me mad. Go ahead.
And I'm supposed to go to sleep peaceful tonight, knowing what's happened. Like, I can't imagine. I tried Trigger Mike. I was like, hey, maybe, let me find out. And I spoke to the poly people and like the results came back. It's not for me. So I don't know.
and that's what I'm saying, Trigger Mike. It could get dangerous for dudes thinking, oh, it's 50% out there. Let me just
No, so I 100% agree with you on that. So every time I joke about this stuff, I think my wife be like giving me the side eye, like, is this fool gonna try to ask me for a poly marriage or something? But I've already determined, like personally, I don't want that many female opinions in my house. Like women come with a lot of baggage. Y'all come with a lot of thoughts. Y'all want to talk now and stuff. Like
what?
Y'all come with a lot of emotional baggage. I call it I call it transference. So for the simple fact that women work too, y'all want to process your workday. You want to bounce things off of your husband that have to do with maybe him helping you understand what happened at work. I can't do that for 3 women. Oh, I would lose my mind trying to do that for 3 women. Y'all emotional baggage and that emotion that y'all transfer to a man is heavy. I got to let y'all know that. That's real heavy.
Okay.
John done piss you off at work, and now you want to run around while you cooking dinner, chopping the freaking carrots all hard. I can't do that with a bunch of women in my house. I'm sorry.
God.
Y'all are true. No, but I can't do poly. I think most men can't either. Like, imagine you being with imagine your wife, Trigger Mike, and she decides that she wants to have more men to select from in your relationship.
He took off his glasses, yo.
Are you okay with that?
Hell no.
Who you think you're talking to right now? Am I okay with? Hell no, I ain't okay with that.
That is priceless.
Listen, we are not the same.
So you would get emotional, wouldn't you? If you walked in and your woman was being raw dogged.
You get territorial piece.
Oh my God! Earmuffs. Oh my God!
See? You get emotional. Don't get emotional.
You can't even think about it. You see that?
Oh my God!
So we agree on something.
Wait, I have a question, y'all, to the men. Do y'all think, because the poly dude also told me this, he gets jealous sometimes. Do you think because like if the women like each other a little too much and then they start to form
Talk about scissoring?
Their own and
Hey,
and they start to form their own bonds. Like
I heard. So look, I heard that a lot of women, their best orgasms came from other women. That's why when women talk that side shit, I always be like, that's cap. Because actually, a lot of women have their best orgasms when they just rubbing up against other women.
See, I don't know.
I've heard women tell me that out their own mouth. Their best experience in the bedroom was with another woman.
You sure it wasn't Pride Month?
I don't know.
They're weird.
I've never dipped in a lady con.
So I've actually watched women have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a woman say, I feel like women can emotionally touch me to a point where I can orgasm. And then 5 other women in the room be like, yeah, but that ain't no dick though. Like, you see what I'm saying?
That's how I feel about it. Like, what the hell?
Be like, their head be like this, like, nah.
No.
It's like ain't no scissoring ever made somebody squirt like
I mean,
that.
I'm just I can only tell you what was told to me. And that was a stripper that told me, so I know That might be a good source.
You know what? That makes a lot of
But
sense.
but
because-
Quan, a stripper is on a pole, and she's riding that pole usually on there, so she's getting off on the pole.
strippers have they're desensitized, so they gotta look for other ways to get themselves off, maybe. But that's
That's
a
what
good.
I'm saying. They done had it all. So the fact that they able to find something that I believe it.
Yeah. All right. This brings us to our last topic of the night. This is a good one too, ladies. I'm glad I got y'all on here.
Okay.
Do men make better side pieces? And I'm talking about for women. Do men make better side pieces? Why or why not?
Oh, hey.
I can't even comment on this. It's not my ministry.
Okay, let me
I've
start
never
you off.
cheated on a guy.
Because let me start you off. So when in college, like when I was in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was working, I think at Dick's Sporting Goods or one of those places, and no, Nordstrom. I was working in Nordstrom.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally the people you work with, you spend umpteen amount of hours with them.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all become, cozy, and I got proposition. Like, why don't you, come through? I mean, we just be playing this game. We be flirting. I'll be like, nah, I got a girl. Ha ha ha. She like, I'm not trying to be your girl. Damn. Can a girl just get some, what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, well, all right. Well, this chick told me, no. This girl had a dude. And I'm like, you got a boyfriend though. She like, so I need you to come through when I text you. Hit, you know what I'm saying? We do what we do. Don't call me afterwards. Don't text me. I'm like, really? That's all you need? I don't got a pillow talk with you. And that's all you need? And she said, yeah. We kept that thing going for like 2.5 years. I ain't never got caught up. I never text her out of place. I never sent her a what you doing. It was straight up emojis saying, yeah, bring that ass here. And that's it. So a man, what I'm really saying is a man can keep that going for an unlimited amount of time. But we know that a woman will catch feelings if you're using her body like that. She'll eventually say, I want more or whatever. So do men make better side pieces than women?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't think women are built like that. I don't know.
I know for 2 years I'm gonna want something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like feel like I'm just, some meat or just a tool. But men, I guess they don't get their emotions as involved. I mean, y'all are notorious for that. So I guess you're right.
Well,
y'all really can't have sex without emotions involved.
Let me get a little bit of pushback because it's more dangerous for a dude to be a side piece than it is for a woman.
Hell yeah.
Why
It's
is
way
that?
more dangerous.
If you can get clapped, so
because that's how Trouble got killed in Atlanta.
Yeah. So that's actually the story. That's another story. I wasn't like a dedicated side piece. It only happened one time, but I was out partying with my boy. My boy's talking to some girl. Her girl is like, go talk to my friend in the corner. Go talk to my friend in the corner. Girl is like, you want to come home? Bet. I run a party foul. I fall asleep there. The sun wake me up, a beam on your face early in the morning. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I fell asleep over here. I'm putting my stuff off on walking through that long hallway in her house, and I see pictures of her husband and kids on the wall.
Oh my God.
And my hand go on my head and I walk back in there like, you let me sleep here and you're married? This dude could have came in, like I'd have been dead. If I would have seen that and I'd have been dead. You let me. She's like, he's a truck driver. Don't worry. He's in Arkansas. I'm like, I don't care. You should have. This is his side of the bed. He's not even gonna kill me. He's gonna torture me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous for dudes to be doing that.
It's a dangerous game. That's why I always side with the women, because I mean it can get treacherous with y'all too, but women have traditionally done this longer than men. I mean, prostitution is what the oldest profession in the. So women know the tricks and the trades of being a side woman versus a dude. I think Sneaky Links has been what? That's like 2 years old now or some shit.
Right.
Nah. The name is 2 years old. Women been doing this since time immemorial.
Hey, when it comes to me, it would be dangerous for any man to step out and be having sex with me. That's all I'm saying. That's just me and how I'm kind of set up.
See, and that's why you don't.
Yeah, and when I think about it, because you,
And
as
you
you
on
can
Snap.
see, I couldn't even hear.
Right.
Peace Love couldn't even play around with me and say some dude spanking my wife off, and I was like earmuff.
I know.
Earmuff.
You saw how
Because
I reacted. Just think
this the
about
worst.
it.
This the thing, man. This the thing. I don't want to. I'm very, I own a firearms business, a firearms training business. I understand that I'm dangerous in that way, but I'm the least likely person to actually harm someone because of my training. You understand what I'm saying? I won't let it get to that level. That if you heard Trigger might kill somebody, they pulled out a deadly weapon. That's the only way it's gonna happen. But I can't say that if I ever walk in. Like, imagine if you walk in your house, Quan, and your wife ass naked with a dude, like on the couch. No, in your bed, ass naked. He's spanking it. Look, he's spanking her from the back. It slip out. She reach around and grab it and put it back in. What's your next move?
That was very detailed.
Oh,
like, I'm just giving you the worst thing I think could happen in life. Just to sit there and watch that. I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm killing both of them. I don't even know.
Before I gotta catch a case.
Yeah.
I don't want to be responsible because I gave y'all like the worst case scenario.
You
like,
would be
I feel
justified
like any
in my
man,
mind. That's too much. Oh.
I feel like if any man ever saw that with his own eyes, he no good no more.
But yeah, it's dangerous if you a side dude. Like, I don't see how dudes just perpetually do that. Like, if you a side dude, you really gotta be particular in the type of women that you engage with. Like, because if they got dudes that's really, really on that, it could get ugly.
Just like Nixon said, there are women who will leave clues to get you caught. Like, after some time, if they feel like, you aren't picking them, or they feel like they're being used as a tool and they get their emotions involved. I can see women being like that.
Yeah, my friend just told me that she found earrings. She found earrings at her dude's house. I was like, what are you gonna do? She's like, I don't know. She didn't say anything yet. That's funny.
They're my mama earrings, my sister earrings.
Yeah, women that you're not even with that want a chance at you will screw your situation. A girl left a mimosa glass in my bathroom, but she came over from my homeboy. They went to high school together. So she asked me questions like, so you got a girl, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, but thank you. This lady, my girl comes over and is like, whose glass is this in your bathroom? I thought she was joking. This is my, she's now my wife, but I was like, what are you talking about? Nobody did that. I'm thinking you joking. She comes out with a glass with a lipstick print on it.
Oh my God.
Is this that chick you were talking about? Is this that chick? I told you she wanted you. I was like, oh, she wanted her to find that shit. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, the women are like that. I'm not going to even hold you up. You're right. There are women like that.
No, I just thought it was like, not only was it sneaky, I was like,
yeah,
damn, you could have ruined my whole situation.
Hair strand, they'll come out the room with a hair strand. I'm like, how the fuck you find that?
So how did y'all handle her from that night on?
Huh?
Ooh.
How did y'all handle that lady from that night on? You just stayed away from her?
Okay, I gotta be honest. My dumb ass, there was another encounter. So I gave this chick. So, okay. So I didn't even know. There were two women that came over. I don't know who did it. I didn't know who did it. Then my brother comes in. So 1 month later, my brother comes in for Christmas. He says, hey, where the girls at? This is like, so I'm like, he's like, do I know anybody that's single? I call her and say, hey, you want to come out to karaoke? It's me, my girl, and my brother. And I think her sisters are coming. She's like, yeah, can I invite, maybe a few friends? Okay. This chick don't focus on my brother. She focuses on me.
On you.
Look, my wife's sisters she was my girlfriend, were about to stomp her ass.
That's right there.
I was like, what is wrong with y'all? I brought you here for my brother. You ignored him. Yo. I mean, like, no, if my wife ever see her, it's on site. It's on site.
Oh my gosh.
She like, this woman did it twice. I knew. She's like, it was her, and that's when I knew it was her with the glass. I thought it was maybe her friend or something, but it was definitely her with the glass.
Yeah, there's a lot of women. If I can't have you, nobody else can have you. Well, I'm gonna ruin what you have. So I just experienced that on YouTube. I know exactly what you're going through, what that was about.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wind the show down. Thank y'all for showing y'all support. Go ahead and hit that like button for the algorithm so people can watch this back. Appreciate the 500 subs that we got. Continue to hit that notification button if you haven't already. And y'all come on. I'm gonna have more ratchet topics. Y'all are good people. Venus, we be going back and forth, but I think you cool. And,
I think you cool
like
too. I'm
all right.
learning
So yeah,
that I
never
have
be
a
afraid to
weird
click
way.
that
I
link.
gotta fight with people first, and then we become friends.
You know what? But that's the way it's supposed to happen. Some of my best friends was people I wanted to knock out, but like before. You know what I mean? So it's all good. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for stopping by.
Absolutely.
But
You have a good night.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Appreciate all the support. We have 500 subs trying to get to 1,000. Tell a friend to tell a friend, text a friend to text a friend. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back with more topics. Thank y'all for tuning into the Trigger Mike Show. Hit that notification button, subscribe if you have not, and hit that like for me. Until next time, I'm out.